Councilman.
Clap. This week
we're gonna try something a little different with the episode.
This week's about cameras and footage. And oh, by the way, we're inside of our van, going RV, going production studio that we'll tell you about after a while. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? We're going to do something this week that we hadn't done. We hadn't done one of these talking head things, and a lot of folks ask us what kind of gear we use. Well, first of all, we're athletes and climbers and runners, blah blah blah, whatever you want to say. We're not professional film people, so we've had a steep learning curve figuring out all this stuff and what gear will work for us to carry while we're climbing and running and all that kind of stuff to get these shots. So we thought we'd just jump in and give you an overview. People ask us what kind of cameras and what resolution we're shooting in. First, right off the bat, we're shooting in everything in 1080. Everything here shoots 4K, but everything we're shooting is in 1080. So just know that up front. I guess we'll start with the DSLR that we're on this shot. So
it's a Nikon D5600. We have multiple lenses for it. You know, for photography, videography. That is the big camera that we have right now. Now we're looking at larger cameras. We haven't actually made that jump yet because right now we're more in the field and the larger cameras are more difficult to pack. You have to carry such a big pack, running, climbing, being out in the mud last weekend. It just hasn't been a priority. We've actually gone the opposite direction a little bit. Yeah. We started out thinking, because we watched a lot of, a lot of YouTube videos, all the cinematographer guys saying, oh, you need a, 1DX Mark II or something like that to get whatever footage. Well, man, look, if we had to carry a 1DX Mark II on these real climbs that we're doing, it won't work. So something like this, though, we've got a blend of shots going on. We may have the vehicle at an off-road event somewhere or be in the Arizona desert, and well, we can do stuff. There's just a right tool for the right job, and we've actually gone in reverse. Instead of focusing on the bigger stuff, we've gone into how small we can get and still get the quality shot. So do you have anything you want to about the DSLR? We are probably we're looking at moving up. When we do, it's not an if, when we do bump up on the DSLR, it's going to be a Canon 6D Mark II or a Sony A7S. Yeah. And there's a couple pros and cons to both. The Canon having that flip screen, and then the lens selection to go to L lenses is a big deal. But the size and the weight of the A7S, but it does not have the flip screen for us to be able to frame the shots on ourselves and things like that. So that's kind of the way our thinking on the DSLR. So yeah, but that's coming. That's in the future. We don't have those yet. Right now, I'd say the biggest majority of our filming is done with our GoPros. Now I know those aren't optimal shots. However, for what we're doing, the running, the climbing, they are the most packable. So it's just what we end up using the most. Yeah. And they mount on the vehicle. They'll handle rain, mud. You've seen some of the shots, like when we had the mule on the race course, the mud flying up on the camera. Well, no other camera would have taken that but a GoPro. So, although it would have been interesting having that mounted to the side. Yeah, they can go on climbing helmets and things like that. They're just very handy. These are Hero 6 blacks or black 6 blacks, I think. Whatever. So they shoot 4K too. This one has a Karma grip on it. Really, one of the things when we started going back and reviewing episodes, we saw that shaky footage, man, was like the biggest. So immediately we knew we had to go and figure out how to get stable shots on everything. And so this one has a Karma on it. We keep one of the grips that has
little tripod. We run with this so we can set it up. We keep everything on linear 1080, 30 frames per second on these. And then we have the selfie sticks. This is some of the shots you've seen out of the vehicle, like looking at vehicles behind us if we have a row of vehicles, or even climbing, you know, looking over cliffs and things like that. The full extension GoPro ones, we use those a lot.
Now, with that being said, with the GoPros being the best tool for the job, we have recently added the Canon G7X point and shoot, you know, just to throw in the backpack and get like a more well-rounded storytelling experience. So hopefully this little guy will live up to the reputation it has.
It's pretty
image
pricey,
quality wise.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty pricey little point and shoot, but it has all the capabilities of a DSLR in a really small package. Really robust little camera. It's a 1.8 to 2.8 focal length, so that's for some of the shots we're trying to learn to get. That's a big deal. So, but that thing is so far we've been very impressed with that.
Yeah.
The external audio on a lot of these things, because we're outside so much, we're dealing with wind and, you know, being out in the weather and situations like that. Like right now, we don't know if this. We have a Rode Video Mic Pro on this DSLR with a dead cat on it, but the wind, we may have to use this external audio and then sync it in post-production, and we've learned to use phrases like post-production. That's cool. So, cool. And then that's why we did the clap. We have claps so you can have a you know, a start and stop point to edit in and sync your audio with your video. But the drone, the Mavic Pro, that thing is awesome, man.
Complete
again,
with the
katana. So you can turn that thing into a you know, handheld little gimbal stabilized camera. So Mavic Pro, we have a bunch of extra batteries for it. I will say it's a bit of a challenge out here. Out west it's easier because you're dealing with wide open land. Out here you got a lot of trees around, small twigs, things like that. This thing is a twig magnet, dude. Yep. It has the obstacle avoidance, but it will not pick up small twigs. So we've had some pretty major crashes. That pretty tough little dude though, but yeah, you just got to be careful with it out here. So the batteries are a huge issue. So, you know, we keep the mule on if the thing has to stay on constantly to keep battery cycling. So we have a auxiliary power in the back, and we keep battery cycling, all of them, no matter what it is. We have multiple extra batteries for everything we have here. Big thing we've learned though is we have these 20,000 milliamp pocket juices. These things will charge 5 iPhones consecutively. You know, so external power that you have to be able to recharge if we're away from the vehicle 2 or 3 days living out of a backpack. This will handle a good bit of the production requirement on battery power. So, but we've had a lot of questions about this. We've been pretty active. We got back from Arizona 2 months ago and hit the ground running here. And everything you see here has been since Arizona, and this is what it's taken to get to this point. And we're not even, we're definitely not pros at the video side of things, and we hope things are getting better as far as what you guys see. But it's quite a bit of work, and you're going to see, like, we're up here on top of Brasstown Ball right now, or Brasstown Ball right now, and we just figured, look, we're going to start doing this where we are. Not just, we've been taking you to the climbs and the runs and the events and things like that, but we're just going to start doing them where we are, because that was the whole point in the beginning, was there was some interest in what we were doing. So, hey, let's just film it and see what happens. Well, here we are. So here we are. You see the vehicles in the background. These folks over here that are having a picnic, and they're going to wave at you, and they're going to get clipped into this video. We're going to tell them all about it in just a second. So we figured that we would just do things where we are, and it's all about the people we run into anyway. So we have the picnickers on top of, what is this thing, Brasstown Ball. So, hey, we appreciate all the support. We have been blown away by how quickly this thing's taken off. And, yeah, so thank y'all very much. And if you have any questions or comments, we know this whole, you know, look, if you're a Canon guy, don't come. If you're a Nikon guy, don't come at us for we're changing from Nikon to Canon. Just trust me, the autofocus is better on a Canon. That's just all you need to know for what we are doing. So everybody's got their thing, but we got to have the thing that works for us while we're doing the thing. Worrying about tools is not something we can do when we're in Yosemite or Red Rocks. We can't be worried about camera gear working or not working. So anyway, hey, come back next week. Thank y'all very much. And you got anything, Monkey?
Nope. Just let us know what you think. If you have any suggestions, questions, comments below, we want to know.
Oh, hit subscribe, please. We have forgotten that in like the last who knows how many episodes. Hit subscribe and like. If you are a pro, you know, whatever, somebody doing all this stuff too, love to hear your feedback, ideas that may help. Man, we can use all the help we can get. So thank you very much. We'll see you next week. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank y'all. That is so cool.
Behind the scenes. Do something a little different with our episode. Oh, y'all do wine out right now. Ching. Hey everybody.